Hello Hacienda La Puente, this is Ricardo, one of your tech tosas, and today we're actually going to learn how to use our outcomes that have been loaded to Canvas to create a rubric so it is easier to grade an assignment. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your course navigation, and in here you want to go to outcomes. Okay, once you get to outcomes, you're going to notice that you have the option to find outcomes. Okay, by default, if you go to your account standards, you will find out that now if you created anything by yourself, you will have them in there. Okay, but also in here you now have Hacienda La Puente Unified School District outcomes, and there is a lot of stuff in here. Under California, just to give you an idea, you have the Common Core Standards. Okay, just to give you an idea, okay, for ELA and also for math by grade. Okay, and then they're all in here, just so you know. Okay, I'm going to go back. You also, in addition to having those Common Core Standards, you have content standards. I'm just kind of give you an idea. Here are some for arts. Here are some from ELA, health education, history, physical education, world languages, and so on and so on. You also have NGSS in here. Because I'm a Spanish teacher, I'm going to use the world languages one, but it will be the same thing in essence when you decide to use this. So let me go to world languages 2009. I'm going to go to stage 1. Okay, and in here I have a couple of outcomes that I can use, and I'm going to use this B1 communication. And when I go in there, you're going to notice that I have a couple of options right here. Okay, and then students use language to communicate. So let me show you what it looks like. So there's one outcome over here that already has kind of a mastery outcome right here that is based on 5 points. So I want to import this one. I definitely want to import this one. I'm going to say okay. Okay, and notice that I've imported that one right now, and maybe I want to bring another one from there too. So I'm going to go back, and maybe I want to use this one too. Identify learned words or phrases in authentic text. So maybe I want to use this too. I'm going to import this too. So I'm just giving you an example. I've imported 2 of them. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my assignments, and I'm going to create a new assignment. Let's go in there, and then let's go to create a new assignment. And I'm just going to call this world language reading. Okay, and I will just create the assignment as I usually would. Maybe I have a reading text that the students have to read, or maybe I want to provide a link. I will give the points. Okay, so this is, you have to be very careful with this. Okay, because remember we're going to use the outcomes as rubrics. So I had 2 different outcomes. Each of them were worth 5 points. So I'm going to use this as 2. So I'm going to use 10 points. Okay, and I can assign the group if I want to. I can decide what type of online assignment I want to do. Okay, so I'm just going to do this once. I could also do external, but I'm just going to do this and give it a due date. You can also provide a until date if you want to. And remember that when you create assignments, you don't want to publish if you are trying to add rubrics. So I'm going to just save. Now that I've saved, what I want you to see is that I have the ability to add a rubric now. Okay, so I'm going to click on rubric. Okay, and by default it gives you a place where you can create your own rubrics. It also gives you the option to find a rubric. So by finding a rubric, you basically will find the manually created rubrics that you have created. Okay, so if I click there, you will find rubrics that you've created, but I want to use those outcomes that I imported as my rubrics. So let me go to find outcomes over here, and notice that, remember, I brought in this one, and I want to use this one, so I'm going to import it, but I also want to use the other one. So let me go and also grab the second one. Okay, and now I have those 2 there. There was one that was created by default. Let me just delete it. Okay, and now I have 2 of those outcomes that I'm going to use as my rubrics. Okay, notice at the bottom they have options here. You can write free form comments when assessing students, which if you wanted to do that, you could do that. remove points from the rubric if you didn't want to use the points, but I do because the total points in here also match the points of my assignment, okay? We won't spend time talking about mastery grade books today, but we can spend hours on that. Use this rubric for the assignment grading, which is what I want. I want to use them for the assignment grading, okay? Does that make sense? So we're gonna go ahead and now create the rubric. Okay, and now it's created and we have a total of 10 points, okay? So now that you've done this, we want to edit if you wanted to, or publish, completely up to you. I'm just gonna go to edit and I'm going to save and publish. You could have just published it from the other side, okay? But now here is the assignment, okay? What I want you to see is that if a student came in here and completed this assignment, okay? I'm just gonna go in here, okay? Choose one. I'm just gonna enter something just so you see it from the student's point of view. I don't know, la puerta está enfrente del armario. And I'm just typing anything right now. Okay, but what I want you to see is that I'm going to save that text entry. I'm done, right? And now I can submit it. So what I want you to see is that the student submitted something, okay? I'm going to leave the student view. And I want you to see that now in SpeedGrader, I can see that student's assignment, okay? This is what the student said. And now notice what we have here. We have view rubric, okay? And now I can actually come in here and grade meets expectations, exceeds expectations, right? And here using my rubrics or my outcomes that now have become rubrics, and now we have a grade right here. So actually using the outcomes as rubrics gives you a very, very easy way to grade the assignments. If you have any questions, please contact any of the Tech Toasters. Have a great day.